Hello everybody, this is AK. I'm back. So my last video was titled final video, my final video maybe. Well, the plan was to take a break from recording more videos and have spend more time on gaming, right? And to be honest, I did pre-record a few videos prior to last night's video, and they will be released on a daily basis starting from this evening. But I feel compelled to make this bonus video because of the overwhelming response that I got for last night's video. Frankly, I'm stunned, and it's not stunned like vegetable, but it's stunned like a truckload of vegetable. I spent almost 2 hours replying to the comments, and I'm still not done. There are still many comments I've not replied to, and I will get around to replying to them slowly. Okay. After making this video, I want to start gaming for the day. Anyway, like I said, the last night's video, I did not expect such an overwhelming wave of positive response. And after seeing that kind of response, how to stop making videos? You guys are crazy, and I'm crazy. So look who's talking. Sorry, there's a lump in my throat. Anyway, you know what? It's a bit scary, to be honest. And what is really scary was when I saw a response from a viewer that says, "Okay to take a break, but when you are ready to talk to yourself again, we will be listening." So that is scary, because it is like having people lurking around the corner and waiting to pounce on you. Yeah. So, and I can tell when the comments are made by long-time readers of my blog. And of course, YouTube channel is a baby compared to my blog, which I've been maintaining since 2009. It's just that I enjoy making YouTube videos a lot more now than blogging. So I have been neglecting my blog a bit. Apologies to those who enjoy reading more than listening to me talk. And for example, there's this reader who said, "I follow your blog for many years already. I was happy when you started posting YouTube videos, and at the same time I worry for you because your blog is generally only read by like-minded people and there's less noise. However, once you start doing video, it's different already. But your video has also become one of my daily habits." It's true. With YouTube, it's a bit like Facebook. Of course, if you've been following my blog for quite a while, you know that I was very active in Facebook for a short period of time, maybe a couple of years, and that took a lot of my time. It was a very busy time for me, and now YouTube is becoming something like Facebook. It's also very busy. Like I say, I spent almost 2 hours replying to comments just now, and I'm not done yet. So it's not as if I'm just following, producing videos and that's it, right? I still follow up by replying to comments, and some of them I actually think for a while before I reply, and my replies can be quite long at times. And that brings me to the next point, and that's about noise. Well, there will always be noise, right? It's just that in my blog, which is like a little well, so I've been sitting in my well of a blog for a very long time, and I'm not so used to noise because a well has very thick walls and right underground. So noise is something that I've not been exposed to for a while. And yes, so what's the solution? And the solution is someone said, well, he didn't understand why these people were making so much noise. It's a minority, but still very loud. They say you can choose not to listen, and what's wrong with having some ad income? Right? It's not as if AK is charging people to watch his video pay per view or something. And I say, that's an idea. Maybe I should start charging pay per view. Oh, it's just joking. I know that some YouTubers do that. They encourage their viewers to become channel members, and they probably pay a regular fee or a one-time fee to become channel members, and the YouTubers make money from that, But I don't want to do that because that is, we are being paid a salary in inverted commas, and then it becomes work. Right, YouTubing is no longer a hobby, it's like work. You're doing YouTube because you need the money or you want the money for whatever reason. And I don't want that kind of thing because it's a commitment, right? Once you start receiving money from people, it's an obligation to produce content. And I don't want that kind of shackle, right? And another viewer says maybe I can disable the comment section. I didn't even know I could disable the comment section, right? But I thought about it for a while, but I don't think I want to do that because there will be some genuine comments and feedback which I don't want to stop, right? And I want them to have a place to air those comments because I want to hear them too. I want to read them too. So I don't think I want to disable the comment section. So that leaves me with the last option. A reader say, you don't have to reply to all the comments. You can simply ignore some of the comments, especially those which are negative, those which are trollish. So like what I always say, right? Don't feed trolls because the trolls will just keep growing because you are feeding them. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. I will ignore trollish comments from now on. I won't disable the comment section because that's like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Okay, so that's the future direction I'll take as a YouTuber. So that's why you see on screen a big thank you and my future as a YouTuber. Right, and that brings me to the next section of the video, which is the bonus content that I talked about, and that is growth or value stocks. And this is of course not something new. I've talked about this from time to time, but I saw in the news recently that Tesla's stock has plunged in the last month or so by 17%. And okay, before I continue, this is not a bash Tesla video, right? I never produce videos that bash any single stock unless it's for a very good reason, right? So my videos on Alibaba were not bash Alibaba videos. And some people might think I was bashing Alibaba, and people who invested in Alibaba know, okay, it's about not being 100% in Alibaba and about not taking on leverage to add to our position in any single stock, right? That was the purpose of those videos. And it's not like bashing China video. Like my videos on China were not bashing China videos either. So this is not a bash Tesla video, right? I am usually I'm more interested in the issues. So I always go for the bigger issues. And if people take it personally, then they miss the point of my videos. Okay, and Tesla recently released Q3 2023 results, and they missed on both revenue and earnings. Right? And that's probably why the share price plunged 17%. And I actually made videos on Tesla 5 months ago, a couple of videos, I believe. And I said in those videos that Tesla was a strange animal. And because market value it like it was a growth stock, but it wasn't like a growth stock, and it's not cheap enough to be a value stock, right? Because back then the P ratio was like 45 times, and I said if you're a growth stock, and people always say growth stock have very high PE ratios because they're growing very fast. So, back in the day when you have growth stock with PE ratio of 100 times, 150 times, they say, oh, it's okay because it's growing very fast. And so when you invest in growth stock, it's fine to pay a very high PE ratio, right? But to me, an old-fashioned investor, I just think that's mind-boggling. It's so expensive. It's basically 100 times P ratio means you have to be growing at 100% per year to justify the price. And well, I'm a dinosaur. I couldn't wrap my head around that kind of figures. So back then, 5 months ago, I say P ratio of 45 times means Tesla share should be, the business should be growing its earnings by 45% per year. Now, why do I say that? Because when you just look at P ratio, you are getting only part of the picture. When you invest in growth stock, you really have to look at PEG, which is PE to growth ratio, to give us an idea of whether it is really growing quickly enough to justify that kind of valuation. So if you have a P ratio of 45 times and you're growing at 45% per year, then your PEG is 1 time. And according to Peter Lynch, then your stock is fairly valued. Right, PEG ratio of 1 time. So, but it wasn't growing that quickly, and now Tesla has like 3-year forward, 3-year forecast of a growth of around 18% or 19% growth per year for the next 3 years. So, if you look at that kind of forecast, then after the price has declined 17% recently, is it now value for money, right? As an investor, you should be going for value. Like what Charlie Munger said, any kind of intelligent investing is value investing, right? So, so the last traded price was $212 per share after it has declined by 17%. And at that price, the PE ratio is even higher than it was 5 months ago, which was 45 times 5 months ago. Now it's 68 times. Which means at $212 per share, the market is still valuing Tesla as if it's going to grow at 68% a year, when the guidance for the next 3 years is 18 to 19% per year. Let that sink in for a while. So when you invest in growth stock, you must use the correct metrics, right? And using the metrics, we can see that Tesla is not a growth stock, even though it's being valued like a growth stock by the market, even though the price has plunged. So if you say growing at 18 to 19% per year, then let's say we ascribe a P ratio of 20 times to Tesla for it to be fairly valued. And at 20 times using its earnings, its share price has to be about $62 per share, which isn't very far off from the fair value that I ascribed to Tesla 5 months ago. All right, so like I say, this is not a bashing Tesla video. This is to show you how I would go around valuing a growth stock in inverted commas like Tesla. And if we do, and we like to compare that with the industry players. For example, Nissan has a P ratio of 8 times. BMW has a P ratio of 5.4 times. And Nissan has a dividend yield of about 2%, while BMW has a dividend yield of about 9%. And Tesla doesn't pay a dividend. So investors are not even being paid to wait for things to improve at Tesla. So I don't understand the current share price, how it makes sense to some people, and how some people are still adding to their investments at every dip in Tesla. Okay, and then what do I consider value stocks? Value stocks are when okay, let us use an example, right? DBS, OCBC, and UOB. And I consider some of these as value stocks. And let's use OCBC as an example, right? So like OCBC has a PE ratio of 9 times. The dividend yield is 9.25%, right? I just plugged the number from Google. And paying out 50% of your earnings, the dividend yield is 6.25%. So the dividend yield is 6.25%. Multiply that by 2, the earnings yield is 12.5%. Earnings yield is 12.5%. So if the earnings yield is 12.5%, so let's say it's growing its earnings, all right? And now currently earnings yield is 12.5%. And the P ratio is only 9 times. I think if you look at this, its earnings yield would beat Tesla, and its dividend yield definitely beats Tesla. And the PE is only 9 times. It's not 68 times. So OCBC to me is a value stock. All right. And there's another thing I said, which is apart from valuation, because valuation is quantitative, there's also the qualitative aspect. And that is, I say, when we invest, we want to invest in a company with shareholder-friendly management. And I said before that Elon Musk is not shareholder-friendly, right? He's a very erratic, very unpredictable leader, right? And we just have to see how he threw Tesla shareholders under the bus. He sold billions of dollars of Tesla shares when it was pretty high, and he bought Twitter. And instead of putting his 100% to make sure that Tesla delivers, brings home the bacon, he wandered off and did something else, money burning, and I think he's just very attention grabbing, and he's not shareholder friendly, right? So you can say anything you want about him. I mean, there are people who like him a lot versus charismatic or something, I don't know. But as an investor, I don't like him. Okay, so I hope you viewers can take away the salient points here, and that is about the issues and not about the company and not about the person. So it's salient points about how to value a business, both qualitatively and quantitatively, in some way. Okay, so that's all. Bye bye.